Millions of Chinese people, driven by a strong sense of national pride, are showing their anger towards the Philippines. The signs they carry are filled with slogans condemning the Philippines' actions, and the chants echo through the streets, creating a symphony of dissent. This is not just a protest, it is a national movement, a collective roar of a nation that feels wronged. Why? Because the Philippines has a new missile called the Typhoon, and the Chinese leaders are worried. The Typhoon Missile, with its advanced technology and long-range capabilities, poses a significant threat to China's security. Military analysts are dissecting every aspect of this missile, from its launch mechanisms to its potential targets, and the findings are alarming. From Beijing to Shanghai, the message is loud and clear. China will not tolerate this. The protests are spreading like wildfire, with each city adding its voice to the growing chorus of discontent. The demonstrators are not just calling for the missile to be dismantled, they are demanding respect and recognition of China's sovereignty and strength. Huge protests with hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people are happening in big Chinese cities. The sheer scale of these protests is staggering, with aerial views showing seas of people filling the streets. This is a show of force, a visual representation of the nation's collective will. The government is taking note, and so is the rest of the world. The news channels, which are controlled by the government, are all saying the same thing. This missile is dangerous. Every broadcast is filled with images of the Typhoon missile, expert analyses, and dire warnings. The media is playing a crucial role in shaping public opinion, ensuring that the narrative of threat and defiance is heard loud and clear. They are showing pictures of the missile and maps of how far it can reach. These visuals are designed to instill a sense of urgency and danger. The maps highlight the missile's range, showing how it can potentially strike deep into Chinese territory. This is not just a distant threat, it is a clear and present danger that the nation must confront. They want everyone to know that China feels threatened and won't just ignore this. Conversations on the streets, in cafes and in homes are dominated by discussions about the missile. The sense of threat is palpable, and the resolve to stand up against it is growing stronger by the day. This is a nation on high alert, ready to defend its honor and security. The people in the streets are serious. Their faces reflect determination and resolve. This is not a fleeting moment of anger, it is a deep-seated conviction that their nation must be protected at all costs. The protesters are not just demanding action, they are ready to support it in any way they can. This isn't just about a missile, it's about China's pride and its place in the world. The flags they wave are symbols of national pride, and the chants are declarations of China's rightful place on the global stage. This is a fight for respect, for recognition, and for the future of the nation. They see the Typhoon as a challenge and want their leaders to do something about it. The military leaders are in intense discussions, strategizing on how to counter this new threat. The protesters are demanding decisive action, and the government is under immense pressure to respond. This is a critical moment for China, a test of its resolve and its ability to protect its people and its sovereignty. The Typhoon missile is at the heart of this problem. This advanced piece of military technology has captured the attention of defense analysts and military strategists around the world. Its sleek design and formidable capabilities make it a game-changer in modern warfare. It's the Philippines' newest weapon, and it has surprised everyone. The unveiling of the Typhoon missile has sent shockwaves through the international community, with many nations scrambling to understand its full potential and implications. The Philippines developed it secretly, and no one knew about it until recently. Now everyone is worried. The clandestine nature of its development has raised eyebrows and concerns, particularly among neighboring countries who are now questioning their own security measures. The Philippines is keeping quiet about the missile's details, but some reports say it can travel very far. Speculations abound regarding its range, with some experts suggesting it could reach targets several thousand kilometers away, making it a significant strategic asset. Some even say it can sink ships, which would be a big problem for China's growing navy. The potential threat to naval vessels has heightened tensions in the South China Sea, a region already fraught with territorial disputes and military posturing. This isn't just a weapon for defense, it's a message. The Typhoon missile symbolizes a shift in the Philippines' defense strategy, signaling a more assertive stance in protecting its sovereignty and national interests. The Philippines is telling the world, especially its neighbors, that it won't be pushed around anymore. This bold move is a clear statement of intent, demonstrating that the country is ready to defend itself against any form of aggression. This small country, often overshadowed by its bigger, more powerful neighbor, is taking a stand. The development and deployment of the Typhoon missile is a testament to the Philippines' resilience and determination to assert its place on the global stage. The Typhoon missile, regardless of what it can really do, has become a symbol of defiance, a sign of hope for a country that's tired of being bullied. It represents a new era of self-reliance and national pride, inspiring confidence and unity among the Filipino people. International reactions have been mixed, with some praising the Philippines for its ingenuity and others expressing concern over the potential escalation of regional tensions. Military analysts are closely monitoring the situation as the strategic implications of the Typhoon missile continue to unfold. As the world watches, the Philippines' bold move with the Typhoon missile could pave the way for future military developments and technological advancements. This innovation in defense not only strengthens the country's military capabilities but also sets a precedent for other nations to follow. The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The Philippines is no longer a passive player in the regional power dynamics. With the Typhoon missile, it has taken a significant step towards securing its national security and contributing to regional stability. As you might expect, China's reaction has been fierce. China is used to getting its way in the region, so they see the Typhoon missile as a challenge. Government officials have issued strong warnings, saying the Philippines is creating instability and threatening the region. Chinese media, controlled by the government, is stirring up anger and portraying the Philippines as a puppet of Western countries trying to hold China back. They're accusing the Philippines of escalating the military situation and are making threats. The message is clear. The Philippines must back down or face the consequences. The arrival of the Typhoon missile changes everything in the West Philippine Sea. This advanced missile system, with its cutting-edge technology and precision, marks a significant shift in the balance of power in the region. The Typhoon missile is not just a weapon, it is a statement of intent and capability. For years, China has been acting like it owns the place, building artificial islands, sending its coast guard and conducting military operations with little regard for international law. These actions have been part of a broader strategy to assert dominance over the South China Sea, a region rich in resources and strategic importance. Smaller nations like the Philippines have often found themselves at the mercy of China's aggressive tactics. Fishermen have been intimidated, and naval vessels from these smaller countries have been overshadowed by the sheer size and power of the Chinese fleet. The sense of helplessness has been palpable. The Philippines, without a strong military, has mostly relied on international pressure and legal challenges to stop China. Diplomatic efforts have been made at the United Nations and other international forums, and while these have brought some attention to the issue, they have not been enough to deter China's ambitions. But the Typhoon missile changes the game. This new weapon system provides the Philippines with a credible deterrent, something that has been sorely lacking. The display of the Typhoon missile is not just for show, it is a clear message to China and the world that the Philippines is ready to defend its territory. It gives the Philippines a way to defend itself and make China think twice about attacking. The training and deployment of the Typhoon missile demonstrate the Philippines' commitment to its own defense. This newfound capability means that any aggressive move by China will now come with significant risks. China can no longer do whatever it wants. Its ships and artificial islands are now within range of this new weapon. The strategic calculus has changed, and China must now consider the potential consequences of its actions. The presence of the Typhoon missile introduces a new level of uncertainty in the region. This creates uncertainty and risk for China, something they haven't had to deal with before. The introduction of the Typhoon missile forces China to rethink its strategy and approach in the West Philippine Sea. The balance of power is shifting, and the stakes have never been higher. The development of the Typhoon missile clearly shows that the Philippines is serious about defending itself. With limited resources, they have focused on getting weapons that can discourage China from attacking. The Philippines will likely place the missile in key areas within its own waters. Strategically placed missile batteries could control important shipping routes and stop China from entering Philippine waters. Moreover, the missile boosts national pride and shows that the Philippines will not be intimidated by its larger neighbor. It sends the message that the Philippines will fight to protect its sovereignty. The world is watching the Philippines' new missile with a mix of worry and curiosity. The United States, while not taking sides in the West Philippine Sea dispute, is concerned about China's increasingly aggressive behavior. Japan, which also has disagreements with China over territory, has shown support for the Philippines' right to defend itself. ASEAN nations, stuck between their economic dependence on China and worries about its expansion, are divided. Some quietly admire the Philippines' stance, while others fear it might spark a regional conflict. The big question now is, what happens next? China has threatened action, but is unlikely to risk a full-scale war with the Philippines. The economic and political consequences would be huge, especially now that the world is becoming more critical of China. However, China won't back down easily. We can expect to see more Chinese military activity in the region, more aggressive patrols, and maybe even economic pressure on the Philippines. An arms race is a real possibility, with other Southeast Asian countries trying to strengthen their defenses against a newly emboldened China. One thing is clear. The Philippines is no longer going to sit quietly. The Typhoon Missile is a powerful symbol of their commitment to defending their territory and their rights. Whether this missile will prevent conflict or make things worse remains to be seen. One thing is for sure, the South China Sea is a dangerous place, and the Typhoon Missile has just made it even more tense. The world will be watching closely to see if this leads